please stand and let us sing Morning Has Broken.
Please remain standing. Let us pray. Let us just join together right here, right now, in this beautiful sanctuary and know the presence of God. We feel that and we know that, and we welcome the Christ consciousness in this Advent season. We are blessed in this community. And we give thanks for all of the blessings, all of the spiritual gifts that we have in this beautiful place. So for all of this, we are grateful for our health, for our prosperity, for all of our good. And we say amen. And now would you look at each other and take a look around the room and just bless each other as we look and see these beautiful faces. Amen again, and so it is.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Carolyn, your service assistant this morning, and things look so festive, and it kind of reminds me I better get busy. I don't have anything done at home, but I'm going to get on it after this, starting this afternoon. It's wonderful to see you all here on this beautiful Sunday morning, and we have some special and different arrangements here, so just stick with me. And first thing up is Birthday Sunday. If you have a birthday in December, or you'd like to stand for someone who has a birthday in December who's not here, or if you have an anniversary in December, come on up. Or if you have some special occasion that happened in Sunday that you would like to celebrate, come on up. And my sister and my brother were both born in December, my sister and my father, so I'm going to stand for them as well. Anyone else like to join us? Very special month to celebrate. Okay, Richard, take it away.
God is blessing you, you are wonderful. God is
have a wonderful birthday and year, and 2024. May all good things come your way. And now we're going to say, the prayer. Do we bring the child up first? Yes. Thank you. You're going to have to help me out. I'm a little bit rusty, so thank you. Danica has offered to light the candles, and she has some helpers who are going to come up with her and give some standing support. So Danica, thank you. This is the first Sunday of Advent. It's a really part of our very sacred celebration of Christmas. And the first candle is for hope, which seems especially appropriate now when we have so much going on in the world. And the candle reminds us that hope is eternal. Here, I think it's easier to do it like this. Okay, we got that. I'm going to move the candles around so that you can see what's on each one. And this is the candle for hope. Thank you, Danica. And now we have Barb DeBevic is going to come up. Oh, Dolce Contours, you going to sing? Yes. Now you're going to stand here because Barbara DeBevic.
Hope came down at Christmas. Hope of the prophets for the ages. Hope was born at Christmas. Star and angels gave the sign.
Barb?
A little closer to your mic.
Okay, thank you.
For the month of December, we thought we would initiate a project and invite everyone in the community to help us. We're going to start something called Love Links. Because love actually truly is what links us all together. So for this month, we're going to invite you to choose a piece of paper and a marker and write the name of someone you love or someone who loves you or something you love, and write it on the love link and then put it into a second basket here. And then during this month, the children will link all of these together and we'll have this amazing love link to put on our Christmas trees. Now, we've already had a couple love links added. I've linked my grandchildren and my children and my garden. And Mina, would you share what you have linked on yours? Here, I'll put.
I shared the I linked the axolotl because I just really like it. I think it's a calm creature because it doesn't really choose to fight. The only thing that I think is cool about it is the fact that it can grow back almost anything. Like if you remove its spinal cord, it can grow back that. If you remove even parts of the brain, it can regrow.
And that's an animal I have never heard of. Axolotl. LOH.
Axolotl.
TL. Oh, axolotl. Don't we have brilliant kids around here? Okay, Bree, would you tell us about the love link that you added to our chain?
I put Stitch because I like Stitch.
Is that from the movie Stitch?
Yeah, Stitch and Leo. It's like kind of like an alien.
Okay, all right. You see, and our love links too are different sizes and colors and shapes because the people and the things we love are in all different shapes and sizes and colors. And that's what makes love very unique. Okay, and Danica, would you tell us about your love link?
It's my cat Ben. 'Cause he's fluffy.
He's fuzzy, and we love our cats. All right, so we will have all of these materials in the hall, and so while you're enjoying your social hour, you too can make a love link, and then just put them in the basket, and we will all be putting them together each Sunday. Now let's bless us.
We're going to say this prayer for you, and please just receive it and know that it is the truth, that we hold you in our hearts always, not just at Christmas, but all year long. And we always want the best for you, and we want you to be happy and to feel safe and to know you are loved by everyone here. All right. Together now. You are a beautiful child of God, perfect in every way. You are loved unconditionally, just the way you are. And then we'll say that for ourselves as well, knowing that the word perfect here means just as we are not done evolving and growing and learning and understanding, but we are perfect in the process of concentrating on our spiritual growth. That's an ongoing process. It's never done. And we are gentle with ourselves, and we assure ourselves of our inner perfection. Together, I am a beautiful child of God, perfect in every way. I am loved unconditionally, just the way I am. And now, your teacher will take you off to Sunday school, and thank you so much, and thank you for the love links. Look forward to seeing those on the tree. So we have a song. Okay, I'm going to do introductions. Richard Potts would ordinarily be in my place today, but today he is our chief musician on his new keyboard, and we give you a warm welcome and a heartfelt thanks for your stepping up into this and having such fun with it, Richard. That's what it's all about. And our guest speaker today is Warren Spayth, and each time I hear Warren, I think he's just a natural speaker who speaks from the heart, and he's such a pillar of our spiritual community, and it is an honor and a privilege to be able to hear you again. I'm really grateful that I can be here this Sunday, Warren. Thank you. And then to each one of you who came out on this Sunday morning, and when you could be doing so many other things, we're glad that you chose to be here with your spiritual community. And to those of you at home, thank you so much for tuning in wherever you are and whenever you see this service. We're glad that you too are part of our community. Our prayer chaplains are available, Pat, after the service, and if you would just like to say a special prayer for a neighbor, a friend, or for yourself, a family member, a pet, for the world, for peace, come on up, and Pat will pray with you and affirm those things in the unity way of prayer, which is full of faith and full of hope and full of love and full of joy, all the things of Advent. Perfectly held in confidentiality and that energy will stay with you for a long time, at least through this week and on. So thank you, Pat. And now, Christmas highlights. First thing up, we have another Lifetime screening coming up. And you have to register for this. So it'll be here at Unity on December 14th in the Unity Hall. And so to register and receive a special discount, you can call the number 800-640-6307 or visit the website. And remember, reservations are required. So that's coming right up. And if you're interested in doing that, please check that out. Women of Unity are holding their annual Christmas party. It'll be Thursday, December 14th, 11:30 to 1:30 at Vacaville Cafe here in Vacaville. And they're asking that you bring an unwrapped gift, a toy for kids up to the age of 14, because they're participating in the toy drive, which is sponsored each year by the Vacaville Firefighters Association. And it's always a huge success. They have lots of gifts, and each year it seems there are more children in need. So I hope that many of you will be able to participate on that. And then we're having our Christmas Eve service on Sunday, the 24th at 10 a.m. Yep. And the Christmas Eve service, I don't have any information about that, but I guess that will be on Christmas Eve, wouldn't you think? Nope. It's combined. Okay, good. That makes sense. Good. And then you'll have more time with your family, and you can just do 2 celebrations in one. That's beautiful. And there will be lots of Christmas carols and refreshments and time to socialize and catch up with each other. And there will be special music by Catherine Patterson, John Shin, and Dolce Cantus under the direction of Gina Fries. So that promises to be a really loving, wonderful way to celebrate Christmas. And then one more announcement. We're having a new member class on January 13th, 2024. And Reverend Dahlia Adams will be facilitating that class. This is an opportunity for those of you who have been thinking about joining to officially commit to this community. And nothing is asked of you. You're not forced to do anything. But I think once you find that you are an official member, your willingness to serve opens up, just because it is a joy to give, and you'll receive so much in return. So if you'd like to join, pick up a brochure in the Great Hall, fill out the registration card, and then just put it back in the office. There's a slot in the door if nobody's there. And we hope that some of you will really take this seriously. I remember how moving it was when I first joined. That was 36 years ago or something like that. So it just grows on you, doesn't it? So come on and be an official part of our team. That'd be great. Love to have you. And then we have our statement of faith, and no matter what is going on around us, or no matter how we're feeling inside, because we're not always at the peak of joy. Life gets hard sometimes. And then it's especially important to remember that there's only God at work, and God is good. And everything else is part of a big picture that we sometimes don't understand. It's beyond us. But ultimately, all of it is meant for our good. And as long as we stay open to learning and keep open minds and hearts, we will be blessed with our faith. And so let's affirm this together now. There is only one presence and one power in the universe, and in my life, God the good. And now, Richard, you're on with I Believe.
I believe for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. I believe that even in the darkest night, a candle glows. I believe for everyone who goes astray, someone will come to show the way. I believe. I believe. I believe above the storm, the smallest prayer will still be heard. I believe that someone in the great somewhere hears every word. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, or touch a leaf, or see the sky, I believe. I believe. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, or touch a leaf, or see the sky, then I know why. I
Thank you, Richard. Richard, you are an amazing guy. You know, we have a community that is just steps up into places, into roles every time there's a need. And Richard stepped up into this graciously, lovingly, and competently. Thank you so much. I love what you did today. And looking forward to more. So, whoops, a little nervous on the PowerPoint there. Hey, I'm so happy to see everyone this morning, to look at your faces out there, this beautiful spiritual community that I've been a part of since Carolyn was here. Yeah, what's that, 36 years ago, Vacaville Chapel. Yes, I believe we were here on the first day that Vic spoke. So that's a long time to be involved in here. Well, today, we are the first Sunday. This is the first Sunday of Advent. And in Unity, we celebrate Advent in our own special way by welcoming the Christ consciousness. Welcoming that Christ consciousness, that's who we really are during this season. We celebrate the birth of Jesus, is a symbol of our own inner birth of our Christ consciousness renewed. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about hope and faith. Hope and faith go together. I discounted the concept of hope a lot because I just thought it was kind of a weak term. But I'm going to talk a little more about how that's really not. And hope is a very important aspect of spirit. So Merry Christmas. Now, as I said, this is the first week of Advent, and we start with hope, faith. In general, in my research, I was looking at what the order is of these aspects of Advent, each Sunday, and they're not always constant. Well, unity has paired faith with hope. In the general population, it's mostly just the word hope. But then we're going to have peace, love, and joy. And I found out just recently that there are other traditions that use hope, peace, joy, and love. But whatever we're doing, we're welcoming that Christ consciousness. That's what we're doing. Now, I love Charles Fillmore. Charles Fillmore, our co-founder in Unity, he is so hard to read. He's, wrote things way back, in the early part of the 20th century. But I keep going back and finding my principles, my roots back there with Charles Fillmore. So I wanted to know what he thought about Advent, his take on Advent. And this is from a January, I don't have the whole thing, it's just the concept of what he was talking about. But January 24th, 1923, he had a radio broadcast called The Christ Mind, the Second Coming of Christ. 1923, how many radio shows that had a spiritual or religious bent were going on back then? I didn't research this, but I bet he's a pioneer in this area of having a radio program. So he shared his thoughts on this as Christ is an idea in divine mind. Radical for the time. Christ is an idea in mind. That means it's in all of us, innately. It's here, it's now. Unity has historically viewed Advent as an inner search of mind and heart. So as we celebrate Christmas, we celebrate the birth of Jesus, we celebrate that inner knowing that we are one with Spirit. We are the Christ inside, and we see it in each other. So, faith. I'm going to focus on faith first today and then get to hope a little bit here. This is Charles Fillmore's handwriting up here, and I'll read it because you probably can't read it from where you're sitting. But it was written in his 94th year. He's very famous for it. I'm sorry, I got to go back. There we go. And it's an example of his faith. Being 94 years old, one day, and I imagine that he awoke that day in his 94th year and went, oh my goodness, here I am. And he said, I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith, to do the things that ought to be done by me. So he, at all his life, as we know, he was a faithful man, but affirming his faith in his 94th year, and if my facts are correct, I believe he made his transition also in that very same year. Here's one, which I forgot to make higher on the font there so you can read it, so I'll have to read it to you. But it is from Vic Jenkins. Carolyn And Vic started here, like she said, 36 years ago. And this ministry, through the faith of them and others, have come to the point where it is today. So, I keep hitting the button, sorry. So, here's a prayer that Vic Jenkins wrote, something that I have really taken to heart, and it is about faith. It's about a strong faith. It says, "The Spirit of God, which dwells within me, goes before me to prepare this day." I'm not doing that. Okay, Vic, what's happening here? Let's see, to prepare this day, performing those things given for me to do, perfecting that which concerns me. My only function is to be and to bear witness. That's the faith part. That's the faith. This thing has a mind of its own. It really is doing its thing. But you know what? Here we are, live in Vacaville. Okay. So I noticed now we're going to talk about hope a little bit here now. Hope is important. Hope comes first. Dreams. You think of things to do or be or say, and you hope. But hope's in the future. Hope's out there somewhere. And you hope it might happen. But faith, that brings them about. That makes them happen. And faith is always now. It's not in the future. That's the key point I want to make here, probably for this whole talk, is that hope, as far as it goes, is wonderful. And it has a lot to do with dreams and things in the future, but faith is right here, right now. Most of you know who my dad was. My dad, Roland Spayth. I have a picture of him on the screen there. That's him as a prayer chaplain, because that's the picture I have of him as a faithful man. Roland was full of ideas, full of imagination and just boundless enthusiasm, just an amazing guy. And that's what I see as this hope aspect of my dad. But when he found unity and just had an epiphany and realized that he could create his world with faith, he applied it in his life, and he actually became what his dreams were back when he was young. You know, my parents were married for 75 years. They were married when they were 16. They had, well, you know, high school wasn't, they weren't able to finish their high school experience, so they were self-taught in everything they did. The business they created, my mother was its absolute, maybe the reason it succeeded, because she was the secretary, the bookkeeper, the material order, or the, you know, all Dad wanted to do was just build boats. And he let everything else, with faith, come up and support him. And Mom was a big part of that. So, I'll go back to my parents just a little bit more. I'm just so grateful for the ideas and the discussions that I've had with Dad over my years. We spent a lot of time in the last 20 years together, very often. I mean, like every day, just about. And I am so at peace about how things are today. I'm glad that his earthly struggle is over. I'm glad that his soul's journey is ongoing right now, because those last years were another test of his faith, and he was faithful to the end. Really an amazing part of his ability to stick to things and be an endurance. My sister's in the pew here, and talk about somebody who could stick to things and who could work more than anybody else. We used to wake up to the sound of sanders and grinders in the backyard building boats and go to sleep by the very same sound. So he would spend 16, 18-hour days, whatever it took. And he did it with joy. He did it and reveled in the fact nobody else could do it. So he was amazing. So I got a little bit of his talents. I didn't get the talent of building boats, creating things out of wood or that, but I did share his zest for life, his enthusiasm, his passion for life. And I do have the same kind of a quality of endurance. I can stick to things. One of the things that I stuck to was marathon running, when that was 8 years ago. And I bring it up today particularly because that's particular marathon in Sacramento that goes from Folsom Dam down to the Capitol steps is happening at this very minute. That's going on right now, and believe me, my mind and heart is with those like 8,000 people all running from Folsom Dam to the Capitol. I don't know if you've ever driven down Highway 50, I think it is, 50, and you come by Folsom, and if you look off in the distance on a clear day, you can see the buildings of downtown. That's how far you run. So 26.2 miles. All of us marathon finishers, because I'm not really a runner, but I did finish 3 times. But the point 2 is very important. 26 miles is not a marathon. 26.2 miles is a marathon. So that's a picture up there of my 3 finishing medals. And very proud of it. The last one I did in 5 hours and 44 minutes. So there you go. So hope got me started, and faith got me to the finish line. And it really was my journey here. I became involved here. The running program the reason I did the marathon, it came from this community. My dad got involved. My dad was 82. I was 62 when we started this little project. He still had that kind of force and faith and tenacity at 82 because on the day of the first marathon, he accomplished a half marathon. He did 13.1 miles with assistance, but still amazing. So, you know, it's just a testament to faith when you can have a hope. I said, I hope to get involved. I hope to join something here. And there was a running program, and it was just kind of a hope. I showed up, and they said I could run a marathon if they just trained me for 6 months. I said, sure, I guess so. I hope so. But then as the training, that was the emphasis. So as the training went on, and I got elevated in miles each Saturday when we did our long runs. When it got about 8, 10, 12 miles, that got serious. That's where faith came in. Before that, it was hope. I hope I can do it. I hope I can finish the day. Then it's like, oh, is this project ever going to work? Well, I learned to go within. I learned to look within for that strength, and I did affirmations. I did chants in my mind. I would focus on my breathing. I would, one presence, one power, one presence, one power, one presence, one power, as a mantra. Other ones too. And when we accomplished that, it was a big thing, and then I did it 3 more times. So I actually have done 4 marathons in total. And I stopped doing them. I stopped doing them because I knew that that experience had brought me to a deeper faith and understanding of who I am, my faith, and what faith can do. And of course, Dad and I both are very committed to this community, but we're also very committed to our spiritual path. So I decided to stop doing the running and participate here, put all that energy, that tenacity, that strength into this. And it's been 8 years now since the last marathon. This is harder. This is harder to do. To stay on your path, to overcome the things that come up for you. There are just in any spiritual family, our own families, the world, there are things you like, you don't like. And you have to stay true to yourself. And I, as I've said before from up here, I have a mission, and that is to follow my spiritual path and to share it with people. It's very simple. And that's what I'm doing here today. I'm just sharing how faith, what faith means to me, my family, and the circle of people that I know. So my faith has brought me to the finish line. Standing here talking to you today is what I hoped for, and what I hoped I could do, and my faith is why I'm actually standing right here. So this community, too, is an absolute study in faith. There are some that can recognize this picture and know many of the people in it. I'm not going to name them because I don't really know them. I know a couple. But I got this picture from our archive book, that we have a history book. It's from the very first one, and this is the study group that was the hope. That's the hope aspect of this beautiful place. And these folks started to gather in houses and have study groups, and then they found they went to Christ Unity in Sacramento, and they got permission to have an outreach program here, or an outreach church. 40 years later, it's been 40 years, Carolyn, since that 1983 when those people got together. And I'm speaking to Carolyn, but there's others in the room that have just about as much time here. This is what faith brought forth. A mighty faith. This is one of the best centers in California, maybe one of the best spiritual centers in the whole country. The amount of energy and love and effort that has gone into this community is just amazing, and it's all because of faith. And that faith continues. That faith continues right here, right now. I want each of us to just think about that concept I talked about earlier, about hope being in the future and faith being now. We are here today in this divine place, in this beautiful sanctuary, and hope is real. I mean, faith is real. Faith is right here, right now. Each one of you are connected to that faith on whatever level. There may be blocks. There may be times when you question your faith. You wonder about it. But it is now and it is always there. Hope. You can hope for a lot of things. So, hope. I hope you have a happy Christmas. But I have a mighty faith and know that this Christmas, the love that is God fills your heart with happiness and joy beyond your wildest dreams. That I know. Namaste.
Thank you, Warren. That was such a moving talk. And I loved that phrase you had, that hope gets you started and faith gets you to the finish line. I think that could be up on the wall in the Great Hall, just Warren Spayth right there, and because you're a living testament to that. And who knows where this is going to take you? You're not done, and none of us is. So thank you so much. We have a song. Are you ready? We're ready for you.
I hope.
Okay. We have faith.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment, here to a new beginning, here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm driving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in.
So let's take this time together and turn within. Let us breathe into this moment the breath of God, for we're one with that infinite love of God. We affirm and know that the coming of the Christ consciousness into our awareness brings us all the blessings of this Advent season. As we focus today on hope and faith, take a little time right here, right now, to see our community and the world enfolded in the love of God, bringing peace, strength, healing light to all. Let's hold that right here, right now, in the silence. And now just return your attention to this place, this time. Feel the Christ presence within you. Take a gentle, easy breath. Look around. Look around you and see the beautiful faces in the sanctuary. The Christ light shining in each face. And just know the peace of God right here, right now. And so it is.
Now it comes time for us to participate in that activity of giving, which is so important to us individually. We like to say, as we give, we receive, and it's really true. So as we open to give of our gifts, our time, our talent, our tithes, we are blessed because that is a commitment to our spiritual growth, just as much as prayer and keeping the faith is. So there are many ways that you can support this wonderful community. You can text to the number up there. You can go on the website, push the donate button. You can just give your checks and your cash right here in the church, and we bless whatever way you've chosen to support our work. Not just here, but in our community at large, and then the worldwide unity movement. Because the world needs us, doesn't it? The world needs us, so thank you ahead of time. We're going to bless these offerings with this prayer, and so let's say this together like we mean it. Together now. God's love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am and have, all that I give and receive. I am grateful.
And while the ushers are collecting your tithes and offerings, let's sing the magic penny together, and let's stand up and get just a little bit rowdy, a little bit expressive of our gratitude, our hope, and our faith. And we'll have a little accordion at the same time. Yes? Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Love is something if you give it away, give it away, give it away. Oh, love is something if you give it away, you'll end up having more. Love is like a magic penny, hold it tight and you won't have any. Lend it, spend it, and you'll have so many, they will roll all over the floor. Love something, give it away, give it away, give it away. Love is something, if you give it away, you'll end up having more. Love is like a magic penny, hold it tight and you won't have any. Lend it, spend it, and you'll have so many, they will roll all over the floor.
I came across a quote the other day that seems to have so much to do with our unity teachings, and it's by the actress Olivia Butler, and she said, "There is not one single answer to all the world's problems. There are thousands of answers, and each one of you can be one of those answers if you choose." And that's what we're all about. So let's just take a moment and give thanks for the unity teachings that guide us, for the knowledge that it is our individual responsibility to be one of the answers to the world's problems, to know that we have the hope and the faith that is necessary to build the world we want to see, and that we are, as Gandhi said, the change that we want to see happen. So thank you, Spirit, for the teachings we embrace, for the community we have created, for the world that is learning and growing and coming into a better understanding of what it means to be human and divine. May each one of us be blessed. May the world be blessed. May all of life be blessed. And it is so. Amen. We're skipping that prayer.
Now, as the tradition in unity goes, we form a circle, and you can hold hands or not. Let's sing the peace song together. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. Lord,
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. We are one holy family. We celebrate our oneness and honor our diversity. And now for our closing affirmation, let's repeat this together. I am steadfast in my faith in God, and so it is. Thank you, everyone. Now it's time for us to meet each other, greet each other a little bit, respect boundaries, and Paul will cue up some postlude music for us. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for being here.